When you think of the greatest English striker of this generation, there might be a few names that you think about, but I'd say like 90% of people would say Harry Kane. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today this is the journey, the story, whatever you want, of Harry Kane, of how he went from being loaned out almost every season to being Spurs' top goal scorer, to being the 4th top goal scorer in the whole Premier League, and to being 3 goals away from being England's top goal scorer. Anyway, before we start on that, I just want to apologise for not uploading recently. Basically, it was my birthday the other day, so I know my birthday's only one day, but I just never really upload around my birthday. But that is over now, so hopefully I can start with the consistent uploads again. Obviously until I go back to school, because then I won't be able to do it as much, especially because I'm going into year 11, which will mean GCSE year, so next year things might get a lot more inconsistent. But let's not worry about that now. We still have at least another 2 weeks before that happens. Anyway, so let's get started. So Harry Kane, he was born on the 28th of July 1993 in London. That's really the only important thing about that there. So his youth career, despite Harry Kane playing for Spurs basically his whole career, he actually started his career by joining Arsenal's youth academy, which was actually a real surprise when I researched this, because I guess it makes sense because it's in London, but still. Anyway, he joined Arsenal's youth academy when he was 8, but however he was released after only 1 season. Because the reason given was that he was a bit chubby and not very athletic. However, in 2015, Wenger said he was disappointed Kane had been released, which makes sense because Kane could have been an Arsenal hero instead of a Spurs hero if they didn't release him, but oh well for them. After Kane was released, he had a trial at Spurs, but at first was not successful, so he returned to his old club, Ridgeway Rovers, which was the local club where he grew up. At the age of 11, he joined Watford's academy for a 4 to 6 week trial, and was then given another chance at Spurs after he impressed playing for Watford against Spurs. But the thing is, he wasn't actually a striker at first. At first he actually played as a midfielder, first in a holding position, then he went into an attacking midfield position. In his early days at Tottenham, Kane did not stand out as a player, as he was neither big nor was particularly quick, but those who worked with him noticed his constant desire to improve various aspects of the game, and then a couple of years after joining, he had a large growth rate that made him taller and much physically stronger. So, now into the first proper season, 2010-2011. He signed his first professional contract with the club in July 2010, and in January of that same year he was sent out on loan to Leyton Orient for the rest of the 2010-11 season, which is why I've got Spurs versus Leyton Orient as the background of this video, and why whenever Kane scores I'm doing a respect celebration. Where was I? So yes, he went to Leyton Orient for the rest of the season. He made his first team debut for Leyton Orient on the 15th of January, coming on as a substitute for Scott McLeish in the 73rd minute of a 1-1 draw away to Rochdale. A week later, Harry Kane scored his first team goal against Sheffield Wednesday, making his first ever start. Unmarked, Kane scored from a Dean Cox free kick in the 57th minute as Leyton Orient eventually won 4-0. Slade said that he was delighted that Kane scored a goal on his first league start. And then on the 12th of February he scored twice in a 4-1 win over Bristol Rovers after coming on as a substitute for McLeish again in the 70th minute. And then that season in total Kane made 18 appearances, he scored 5 goals, all of which were in League 1. Obviously, back then Leyton Orient were a League 1 team, now they're a League 2 team, and he got 0 assists that season. On to the 2011-2012 season. On the 25th of August 2011, Kane made his first appearance for Spurs, and he started in the second leg of their Europa League qualification round against Hearts. Obviously the Scottish I can't speak. Scottish Sky. Oh, you guys know what I'm trying to say. With Spurs making changes after winning the first leg 5-0, his debut was a goalless match, so 0-0, although he won a penalty after being fouled by a goalkeeper. He then saved a penalty which Harry Kane actually took himself, which must have been his first penalty of his career. He went on to make 6 appearances in the Europa League that season, and he scored his first Tottenham goal in the 4-0 win away to Shamrock Rovers on the 15th of December 2011. On the 29th of December 2011, Kane was sent out on another loan as he agreed to join Millwall, obviously Championship club, on loan from the 1st of January 2012 until the end of the season. He made his debut against Crystal City, and the manager said that he had a very good debut and was unlucky not to score. He also said that Kane would be a good addition for the club in the second half of the season. He was named Millwall's Young Player of the Year for 2011-12. I can't speak today. His run of goals scored towards the end of the season was actually credited with helping to raise Millwall on the table away from the threat of relegation that season. Okay, for some reason I can't speak very well. Hopefully that gets better. Anyway, in total he made 33 appearances that season. He had 10 goals, 7 in the Championship, 2 in the FA Cup and 1 in the Europa League, and he also got 1 assist that season. Now, Kane spent pre-season of the 2012-13 season with Tottenham, scoring a hat-trick in a 6-0 away win against Southend United on the 10th of August 2012. And on the 18th of August, he made his Premier League debut against Newcastle United, coming on as an 86th minute substitute where Tottenham lost 2-1. So not much of a debut, but it was still his debut. On the 31st of August 2012, Kane went on yet another loan. He joined Premier League team Norwich City on a season-long loan, making his debut as a substitute against West Ham. He suffered an injury though, breaking I'm going to mispronounce this, metatarsal bone in the League Cup tie against Doncaster Rovers in only his second appearance. The 19-year-old underwent his rehabilitation at Spurs, but he returned to action for Norwich on the 29th of December 2012, coming off the bench at half-time as Norwich lost 3-4 to Manchester City. However, with Spurs having been unable to add to their attacking options during the January transfer window, they opted to recall Kane on the 1st of February 2013, 4 months before he was actually due to return. Okay, but the weird thing is, even though they said they needed him because they didn't reinforce their attack, 20 days later, Kane joined Leicester City for the rest of the season to aid in the club's push for automatic promotion from the Championship. He marked his home debut with a goal against Blackburn Rovers in a 3-0 win on the 26th of February 2013. He made 13 appearances, 8 from the bench, and they reached the playoff semi-final before being eliminated by Watford, obviously in that famous game. In total, Kane made 20 appearances and scored 2 goals, which were both in the Championship, and he got 0 assists that season. Now, Kane scored his first Tottenham goal of the 2013-14 season at White Hart Lane in the League Cup tie against Hull City, scoring the equaliser in extra time. The match finished 2-2, and Tottenham won 8-7 on penalties, with Kane taking and converting the 5th of the 9 sets of spot kicks. On the 7th of April 2014, he was given his first Premier League start for Spurs, and he was finally done being thrown around clubs on loan in a 5-1 win against Sunderland, and he scored his first Premier League goal in the 59th minute. So in his first start, he scored his first Premier League goal. He also scored in the following match, helping Spurs to recover from a 3-0 deficit against West Brom before eventually drawn 3-3, which is weird to think of Spurs having to clinch a draw against West Brom, but that was back in 2014. So he scored for the third match in a row on the 19th of April, this time helping Tottenham to a 3-1 win London derby over Fulham. In total, Kane made 19 appearances. He scored 4 goals, 3 in the Prem and 1 in the League Cup, and he got 2 assists that season. Kane made his first appearance of the His first appearance of the 2014-15 season as a substitute against West Ham on the opening day of the Premier League season, providing an assist for the match-winning goal by Eric Dyer. He scored in both matches against opposition AEL Linzaro in Spurs UEFA League playoffs. UEFA Europa League playoffs, scoring an 80th minute winner in the first leg, and he opened the scoring in the 3-0 second leg after missing a penalty. On the 23rd of August 2014, Kane scored his first professional hat-trick for Spurs in a 5-1 win over a team in the group stage of the Europa League. Harry Kane was forced to play in goal for the final 3 minutes after Lloris had been sent off with no subs remaining, and he conceded a goal when he dropped a free kick. Big moment. Anyway, on the 2nd of February 2015, Kane signed a new 5.5-year deal with the club. 5 days later, he scored both of Spurs' goals as they came back from behind to defeat Arsenal in the North London derby. His 21st and 22nd goals of the season across all competitions. After scoring against Arsenal, Liverpool and West Ham, Kane was again named as the Premier League Player of the Month for February 2015, and he became only the 4th player to win the award in consecutive months. Spurs lost the League Cup final 2-0 to rivals Chelsea on the 1st of March 2015, which Kane described as the worst feeling in the world. Now, on to international. After a good run of form with Spurs and being the 3rd top goal scorer in the Premier League with 16 goals, on the 19th of March 2015, Kane was named by manager Roy Hodgson in the England squad to face Lithuania in a Euro 2016 qualifying match and Italy in a friendly. He made his international debut at Wembley Stadium, replacing Wayne Rooney in the second half against Lithuania, and just 80 seconds later, not even a minute and a half later, he scored with a header from a Raheem Sterling cross. And then on the 30th of March, the day before the Italy match, Roy Hodgson announced that Kane would actually start alongside Rooney, and he played the full 90 minutes of the 1-1 draw. First your debut and your first start all in one international break. On the 5th of April, Kane captained Tottenham for the first time in a 0-0 draw with Burnley at Turf Moor. 2 weeks later, he scored his 30th goal of the season in a 3-1 win against Newcastle at St James's Park, making him the first Spurs player to reach that milestone since Gary Lineker in the 1991-92 season. Later that month, he was included as one of the forwards in the PFA Team of the Year alongside Chelsea's Diogo Costa. He was also voted the PFA Young Player of the Year. On the 24th of May 2015, he headed in an Eric Dyer cross for the only goal of an away win over Everton on the final day of the Premier League season to confirm 5th place for Tottenham, thus qualifying them to the group stage of the following season's Europa League. It was his 21st goal of the league campaign, equalising a Premier League record alongside Teddy Sheringham and Gareth Bale. At the end of the season, Kane remarked that he had done more in the single campaign than he expected to do in his whole career. In total, he made 54 appearances. He scored 32 goals, 21 of them in the Prem, 3 in the League Cup, 7 in the Europa League, and 1 goal in international friendlies. In the 15-16 season, Kane changed his squad number from 18 to number 10, previously worn by Emmanuel Adebayor In an interview with the Daily Telegraph, he said that he had changed the number because he wanted to become a club legend, and obviously the number 10 is very legendary to a lot of clubs. With other attacking options having been put up for sale, he began the season as the club's only forward and the third choice captain behind Hugo Lloris and Jan Vertonghen. In his next England appearance on the 5th of September 2015, substitute Kane scored the 5th of England's 6 goals in a win over San Marino, which qualified them for Euro 2016. Kane scored his 3rd England goal against Switzerland in another qualifier 3 days later, which they won 2-0. He scored his first goal of the season on the 26th of September as Tottenham came from behind to defeat leaders Man City 4-1. Big game. Spurs have always seemed to be able to defeat Man City no matter how good they are. On the 12th of October 2015, as England finished their qualification campaign with a 10th win from 10 matches, Kane's shot hit the post for an own goal by the Lithuanian goalkeeper in a 3-0 away victory. On December 19th, 2015, Kane made his 100th appearance for the club in a 2-0 win away to Southampton, and he scored his 10th goal in his last 10 matches. And then a week later, he added 2 more in a 3-0 win over former loan employees Norwich, putting him on 27 Premier League goals for the year 2015, breaking Sheringham's club record. And then on the 10th of January 2016, he scored his 50th goal for Spurs in a 2-2 draw against Leicester in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Kane ended the season winning the Premier League Golden Boot, finishing 1 goal ahead of Sergio Aguero and Jamie Vardy. He was named in the PFA Team of the Year for the 2nd consecutive season, as he helped Spurs to a 3rd place finish and UEFA Champions League qualification. On the 22nd of May 2016, Kane scored the opener in a 2-1 friendly win against Turkey at Manchester City Stadium, but later missed a penalty. He was the first England player to fail to score from the penalty spot during a game since Frank Lampard in 2010, and the first to miss the target since Peter Crouch in 2006, which is insane considering that most people would call Harry Kane Mr. 100% from the penalty spot. I actually don't remember the last time that Harry Kane missed a penalty, but that might be because apart from that just might be because the only time I watch Kane is when Liverpool play Spurs and during England matches. So either way, in total, Kane made 63 appearances that season. He scored 25 in the Prem, 2 in the Europa League, 1 in the FA Cup, and 2 in international friendlies, and 3 in Euro 2016 qualifiers. Now, England fans, it's time for a bad part of the video. Euro 2016. Now, there actually wasn't that much information about Kane with Euro 2016, so it's going to be quick. Kane played all 4 games but scored 0 and assisted 0, and England got knocked out to Iceland in round 16. Now, England fans, that is over, which I am relieved about as well. So, let's move on. On the 14th of September 2016, Kane made his UEFA Champions League debut in Spurs' 2-1 loss to Monaco at Wembley Stadium. 4 days later, he scored the winning goal against Sunderland in the Premier League, but had to be helped off the field after twisting his right ankle. Swear to God, why can't I talk today? Reports indicated that the ligaments in Kane's ankle were damaged, ruling him out for 6 to 8 weeks. After missing 5 league matches and 3 in the Champions League group stage, Kane made his return at rivals Arsenal on the 6th of November, scoring from the penalty spot to equalise in a 1-1 draw. On the 22nd of November, he scored his first Champions League goal in the return fixture against Monaco at the Stade Louis II, a game which saw Spurs eliminated from the competition with a 2-1 loss. On the 1st of September 2016, Kane signed a new contract with Tottenham, keeping him at the club until 2022. On the 1st of January 2017, he made his 100th Premier League appearance No, he signed a contract on the first. Oh no, sorry. On the 1st of January, Kane made his 100th Premier League appearance, and then on the 26th of February, Kane once again scored a hat-trick as Spurs beat Stoke 4-0, his third hat-trick in 9 games and his second in consecutive domestic games. The first of these goals was his 100th in club football. He was named a Player of the Month for the 4th time in his career in February 2017. On the 20th of April, Kane was named in the PFA Team of the Year for the 3rd consecutive season. He was also included in 6 players shortlisted for the PFA Players of the Year and PFA Young Player of the Year awards. With 2 games remaining of the season, Harry Kane is still on 22 goals, 2 fewer than Romelu Lukaku, with a combined 7 goals. With a combined 7 goals in the last 2 fixtures. However, a 6-1 win over reigning champions Leicester City and a 7-1 win against Hull City, Kane finishes as top scorer of the Premier League on 29 goals and thus won his 2nd Golden Boot consecutively, becoming only the 5th player to do so. In total that season he made 42 appearances, scored 38 goals, 29 in the Prem, 2 in the Champions League, 4 in the FA Cup, and 2 in international friendlies and 1 in pre-season tournaments. Now on to 17-18 season. On the 25th of September, Kane scored his first UEFA Champions League hat-trick in a 3-0 group stage win against APOEL. He was awarded Premier League Player of the Month for the 5th time in September 2017, in which he scored 13 goals in 10 club and international games, the best month of his career statistically. On the 23rd of December, Kane equalled Alan Shearer's record of 36 Premier League goals in a calendar year, having scored a hat-trick in a 3-0 away win to Burnley. It's past Shearer's record the following game with another hat-trick in the 5-2 win against Southampton. He also became Europe's top goal scorer of 2017, breaking the 7-year dominance of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo as Europe's top goal scorer in a calendar year. He was named in the PFA Team of the Year for the 4th consecutive season in April 2018, alongside fellow forwards Mohamed Salah and Sergio Aguero. On the 8th of June, Kane signed a new contract to keep him at the club until 2024. In total, he made 50 appearances, scored 42 goals, 30 in the Prem, 7 in the Champions League and 1 in international friendlies. Now, we're on to another international tournament, but this one is a bit better than the other one. So, the 2018 World Cup. Kane was, of course, named in a 23-man England squad for the 2018 World Cup, and he was made captain for this tournament. On the 18th of June, in the first group stage game, Kane scored both of England's goals in a dramatic 2-1 win over Tunisia, his winning goal coming deep in injury time. And then in the next group stage game, Kane scored a hat-trick in England's 6-1 win over Panama, which was England's largest ever World Cup victory, which was obviously a big milestone. With his 3 goals against Panama, Kane became the 3rd England player to score a hat-trick in a World Cup match, after Geoff Hurst against West Germany in the 1966 final and Gary Lineker against Poland in 1986. In the round of 16, Kane scored a pen against Colombia and the win looked secured before a late equaliser sent it to extra time. After a boring extra time, it went to penalties. England won the shootout 4-3 after his fellow Spurs teammate Eric Dyer scored the winner. That was his last goal of the tournament, but England won against Sweden in the quarterfinals 2-0 with Maguire and Dele Alli goals. And then in the semi-final they took an early lead for a great Kieran Trippier free kick, but went on to lose 2-1 in extra time. They also lost 2-0 against Belgium in the 3rd place game. Despite this, Kane did get the Golden Boot with 6 goals, and he was the first England player to win the award since Gary Lineker became the first to do so in the 1986 tournament. On the 13th of January 2019, in the game against Manchester United, Kane injured his ankle ligaments late into the game, thereby missing some crucial games, including the Champions League last 16 home games. He returned to his first squad on the 23rd of February 2019. He scored the only goal in the Champions League last 16 away tie against Borussia Dortmund to ensure a 4-0 win on aggregate and progress to the club's second quarter-final in the Champions League. The goal also made the club's top goal scorer in European competitions, with 24 goals scored. During the first leg of the quarter-final in the Champions League on the 9th of April against Man City, he again suffered an ankle injury which ended his season domestically in the Premier League. And then obviously one of the biggest dramatic things of all time in the second leg, obviously Sterling's goal disallowed right at the end, which means Spurs went through on away goals. Then of course the Ajax game, probably the third best comeback of all time in the Champions League after 6-1 and Liverpool-Barcelona. But obviously 3-0 down at half-time against Ajax in the second leg, and then Lucas Moura went and scored a hat-trick. But obviously the hat-trick was, he literally finished the hat-trick with the last kick of the game, which is insane, which obviously sent them to the Champions League final. Kane did return for the Champions League final, although his selection after his injury became a subject of debate, as obviously Tottenham lost 2-0 to Liverpool in the final, which a lot of fans thought could have been because he wasn't ready to return yet. In total, he made 49 appearances. He scored 26, 17 of which were in the Prem, 5 in the Champions League, 1 in the FA Cup, 1 in the League Cup, 1 in pre-season, 1 in Nations League, and he got 8 assists. Kane... I'm just going to go through... there's not much in 1920 or 2021, so I'll just say stats. He made 42 appearances, scored 36 goals, 18 in the Prem, 6 in the Champions League, and 12 in Euro 2020 qualifiers and 7 assists. These England goals also moved him up to England's 6th top scorer. In 2020-2021, he won the Golden Boot and Playmaker Award. In total, he made 50 appearances, scored 33 goals, 23 in the Prem, 1 in the FA Cup, 1 in the League Cup, and 8 in Europa League, and he got 18 assists. Now, Euro 2020. He was called up, but did not score in the group stage, where we got a 1-0 win over Croatia through Sterling, then a tight-fought 0-0 against Scotland, and then a 1-0 against the Czech Republic, again through Sterling. In the round of 16 on the 29th of June 2021, Kane scored the second goal against Germany, which was his first goal of the tournament. This match resulted in a 2-0 win for England. He scored a further 2 goals in the quarter-finals match against Ukraine on the 3rd of July. In the semi-finals against Denmark, he scored the winning goal, obviously from that rebound penalty. That was obviously controversial because a lot of people thought it shouldn't have been a penalty. But he scored it. We got to the final, and we lost on penalties, as everyone knows. So 2021-22, it was preceded by a dispute over a desire by Kane to leave Spurs, saying that he had a gentleman's agreement with Chairman Daniel Levy that would allow him to leave in the summer. The agreement was not honoured, and Levy rejected the interest expressed by Manchester City. Okay, so as he disputed interest by Manchester City for Kane's service, including the 127 million transfer bid. Kane failed to turn up for pre-season training, and he did not play the first 2 games of the season. He played the first game of the season on the 22nd of August as a sub against Wolves, and Kane indicated that he would stay at Tottenham on the 25th of August, though the Daily Mail reported that he was understood to be deeply upset at Levy refusing to do business. On the 17th of October, he finally scored his first Premier League goal. On the 16th of March, Kane scored a 2-0 win away at Brighton, bringing his Premier League away goal tally to 95, surpassing Wayne Rooney's record for most Premier League goals scored away from home. During this season, through goals in World Cup qualifying, he became the second top England scorer, only 3 behind Wayne Rooney. To put that into perspective, in the top 20, there's only one other non-retired player, and that is Raheem Sterling, who is in 19th, so 17 places below him. In total, he made 63 appearances, 43 goals, 17 in the Prem, 1 in the League Cup, 6 in the Conference League, 3 in the FA Cup, 3 in club friendlies, 1 in international friendlies, 12 in the World Cup 2022 qualifying, and he got 12 assists. Now this season, obviously this season has just begun, but he's already broken a record. After being Spurs' top scorer for years already, after a goal in the 2-2 draw against rivals Chelsea and a 1-0 win against Wolves, he became the fourth top Prem goal scorer, having scored 185, going above Sergio Aguero's 184. And now he's only 2 below Cole, who is on 187. So far he has made 7 appearances and he has scored 3. 2 in the Prem, 1 in the Nations League, and he has got 0 assists. So, what is next for Harry Kane? So, obviously, Kane is still in his 20s, which is actually mad. You would think he was in his mid-30s, considering what all he has done. But, well, no matter if he stays or leaves, he will, there is a 99.9% chance that he will beat Cole's record. Because if he doesn't score 3 goals next season, there's something seriously wrong. Which would make him go 3rd in all-time Prem goal scoring charts, and he can probably make some ground on Wayne Rooney's 208 goals, but that will probably take him 2 or 3 seasons to beat, and it will probably take him the remainder of his career to beat Alan Shearer's 260 to become the Prem top goal scorer. But something he could become top of as soon as this December is, obviously, we've got the World Cup this December, and with a group consisting of the US, Wales and Iran, he should most likely become the top England goal scorer. And obviously that would be a big honour, being the top goal scorer of your country, especially beating all of these players. Again, most of the players in the top 10 are retired, so yeah, and he's still in his 20s and he's so close to beating it. Anyway, so I would still say that he has a long and great career ahead of him. Yeah, so that was the story of Harry Kane, from going to a Spurs Academy graduate to being one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League, to being Spurs' top goal scorer, and to being 3 goals away from being England's top goal scorer. A pretty great career. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.